So we had a question that was posted here. Let me back it up a little bit, see what's going on. Sawa, hey, thanks for joining. Joong-dal says, my 10-year is not approved yet. I'm still waiting for my interview. So can I apply for citizenship? So what I think you're talking about here is you have a conditional green card. This is when you get married to a U.S. person and get your green card that way. But because your marriage was less than 2 years old at the time of the issuance of the green card, they give you a conditional green card, which is valid for 2 years. Around the 1 year, 9 month mark to 2 year mark, when that green card is about to expire, you have to apply for another application called Form I-751, removal of conditions, to get a full 10-year green card. And that application, the point of it is to show that your relationship was real, it wasn't a fake one. It's for the government to kind of double check to see if it's real. So you have the I-751 pending, and that sometimes takes, most recently I got one approved in like 7.5 months, but on average it's a year for me. For other people, and according to USCI, it's more like 1.5 to 2 years. But that takes a long time. In the meantime, if you've been living and married to a U.S. citizen during that two year and 9 month period, 3 year period, and even if the I-751 is pending, you can still file for U.S. citizenship once you satisfy the time requirements. That's the exception version, being a spouse of a U.S. citizen and living with that U.S. citizen at the 3 year mark. You could file for U.S. citizen while the I-751 case is still pending. So we'll have a removal of conditions from I-751 case pending. The 3 years is coming up. You could file for a naturalization, Form N-400. If your case is good, if you don't have problems with the N-400, you could submit that and have both cases pending at the same time. And so that does come up because the I-751s are taking so long nowadays that these things do take that long. And so that's something that I recommend doing if your case is appropriate. I don't know your specific case, so I can't advise you to do that. Maybe contact my office. My email is info@jqqlaw.com, and we can schedule a paid consultation to review what's going on, or contact another attorney. But just important, review to make sure there's no issues there, and then you can file for citizenship. Now, one problem that happens is sometimes the removal of conditions takes so much longer that your citizenship application will get an interview, and they'll call you in. The thing is, they can't approve a citizenship case until the I-751 is approved. In those cases, I go with my client and I say, listen, USCIS, please do the interview for the I-751 right now. Let's get it out of the way. And once that's approved, walk us over to the citizenship room and do that interview too, and get both the I-751 approved today and get the citizenship case approved today. Let's get it out there. Now, if you go by yourself, sometimes you're always shy. It's kind of intimidating to push that. But if you are going alone and your I-751 is still pending, but you have a citizenship interview coming up, go there and let them know, hey, my I-751 is not approved yet. Please, I want to talk to a manager. I want to get this both done today. Do you have the file currently at the local field office, which they probably would? Okay, let's get an officer. Let's do the interview. Let's get it out. Now, in light of it being the coronavirus, COVID-19, there being less officers, kind of stuff, I'm not sure how easygoing they'll be on that, but you know, in the past is how I've done it. Now, these are all new, these interviews are opening up. I don't know how strict they'll be because they'll say we don't have enough officers, but that's what you'll do, and eventually you get both those approved, you do your oath ceremony, and you become a U.S. citizen, which is the end goal of all this kind of stuff, to get done with the immigration process. I know how frustrating it is. But yeah, so back to your question, if your I-751 case is pending, yes, you can. You potentially can file for citizenship, even though that case is pending. But I would need to review your individual case to give advice on that.